Guys, after 20 years, Clone High is finally back. I mean, it's the return of Abe, JFK, Joan, and even new characters, such as Confucius, Christopher Columbus, and... wait, where's Gandhi?
You know, normally I'd check in with my bro Gandhi at times like this. I think he's been avoiding me.
So around almost 3 years ago, I made a video reacting to the news that Clone High was coming back for a second season, hoping that Gandhi would return. My terrible microphone aside, I believe most of the points in that video stand the test of time. Long story short, Gandhi was partially the reason why Clone High was cancelled. Indians didn't like his representation, leading to MTV to cut Clone High off the airwaves, alongside the show's low ratings, for 20 years. Suddenly in 2023, Clone High came back. Okay, that's pretty based, but guess what? There's no Gandhi. This has led to a bunch of issues within the fandom. Fans have stated that the new Clone High is missing something, that it isn't as good as its first season, and that in large part because of the writing, the characters, and the missing case of Gandhi. In this video, we'll discuss whether or not Gandhi's departure from the show really makes Season 2 of Clone High that underwhelming. I'm Zeepsterd, I love you guys, please subscribe and like this video, and let's just get straight to the points. Character issues. At the time of recording this video, there have been 6 episodes of the second season of Clone High that have been released. Of the 6, I would argue each one of them are good. Well, I would say mostly good. The first episode is a little too awkward. Keep in mind, Season 2 Episode 1 released a full 20 years after the first episode. And from the get-go, there are various issues. Straight from the old character designs clashing with the new character designs, the writing being incredibly awkward, having to do with over-the-top gags that are way too bloody, that go on for way too long, and also alongside the complete lack of Gandhi. I will defend the first episode, however. I treat this more of like as a second kind of pilot, and you know, for the most part, pilots aren't really gold. I would argue the first episode of a TV show is not enough to create an opinion on the entire thing. As the season has gone on, I believe the show has gotten stronger and much more funnier. There are new writers part of the team, and old writers have to get back to the swing of things after not writing a Clone High episode for 2 decades. People can accept that. The issue comes with the characters. Sure, they have all these new characters such as Columbus, Confucius, Harriet Tubman, and others, but for most fans, they were missing a fundamental heart to Clone High, Gandhi. This was ridiculously apparent with the first episode of Season 2. You see, in 25 minutes, we're greeted with a lot of hard-to-swallow pills. Not only does Abe no longer have his old sidekick anymore, but the writers are also expecting us as viewers to accept these new characters as appropriate substitutes. For many, it's jarring. For 20 years, Gandhi clips have circulated over and over again on the internet as memes. Even most notably, this clip in itself, and where Gandhi finds out he has ADHD, has been trending on the internet.
Oh, wow, I need a minute to think about this.
Suddenly, in the second season of the show, when it comes to most fans having to accept, say, Harriet Tubman or Confucius as new characters, alongside a plotline in the first episode, and where it deals with cancel culture, many fans are left to feel odd about the show. You know, when Frida says Abe has just been cancelled, one can't help but feel a little embarrassed to be watching the first episode.
Abraham Lincoln, you are cancelled.
Okay, yeah, that sucks. The fundamental problem comes at change. Sure, the new characters may be slightly funny, but when it comes to comparing it to Season 1 and the various gags Gandhi was able to accomplish, we can see that a segment of the show feels missing, especially because we were teased in the first episode of Season 2 of Gandhi still being frozen after the events of Season 1. It's kind of just like, oh hey, he's still here, he can come back, but you know, we're not gonna make him come back just yet. Albeit, it is a pretty funny gag. Personally, I don't think one character could save an entire show. I mean, Gandhi can only do so much with what the writers are doing right now. It's somewhat of even a controversial opinion to even suggest that the new Clone High has some positives. I think some of the jokes are pretty funny. In fact, I think a majority of them are pretty like chuckle-worthy. However, when it compares to the first season of the show, that's when my defense of the new series comes a little bit short. It's kind of miles away from the quality harking back from 20 years ago. I do believe it's improved though. Hopefully it'll just continue to improve. Okay, so that cancel episode of the show, it's pretty rough. The writing's pretty unfunny, the new characters are pretty jarring, but I would argue it does start to get better after the first episode, especially when it comes to the characters surrounding Abe. Most notably with Columbus, who isn't exactly like Gandhi in any way or form, but still complements Abe pretty well. You see, for me, Christopher Columbus feels like an actual Clone High character from Season 1. He's a representation of that weird kid you knew in high school. You know, that weird loner. Not only that, but even straight to his simplistic design, fits with the Season 1 characters and doesn't clash nearly as bad. I mean, over time I've gotten used to Frida, Confucius, most notably in the episodes that have followed. The problem isn't that there's new characters, the problem is that the show did a poor job at introducing the new characters. Even now, the show could still feel lost at times. And this has happened all throughout the season, which, albeit, although I do like the second season, isn't too good. With that in mind, as the show continues to improve and the cast of characters become tightened, does this really mean we need Gandhi to return back to the show? Well, let's look at the case for it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Guys, music? It's pretty good. That's why you really need a high quality pair of earbuds in order to enjoy some fine records. Raycons are premium audio at an affordable price point that I actually use on a day-to-day basis when I go on walks in the park. They fit very comfortably in my ear. Not only that, but thanks to Raycon, you're paying half the price for the same, if not better quality earbuds. They're water and sweat resistant, containing features such as noise isolation. What makes it even better is that Raycon starts at half the price compared to other audio brands. They even offer buy now, pay later options, paying as low as $18 at checkout. And they also have free and easy return guarantees, as well as over 50,000 5-star reviews. So if you're ready to pay less than you would with some of these other more big name tech brands out there, click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/zeep to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Again, the link will be down in the description. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. The case for Gandhi's return. Okay, so you get it now. I don't think we should condemn the show because the writing was awkward in the first episode, or that the characters take a little bit to get into like. However, I do think it is fair to criticize it for producing, at times, lackluster comedy. Comedy that makes Clone High Season 2 feel like a different show, every now and then at least. After all is said and done, it is likely we'll get a Season 4 of the show eventually. The creators of the show have stated that they would not shy away from returning Gandhi if the show continues to be a success. In this case, with such a big cast already, does Gandhi really need to return? Yes, the answer is yes. Listen, I'm not gonna shy away with it, I think Gandhi's great. The entire point of Gandhi's character was that he was trying to act cool and was just failing at it, which just led to a lot of hilarity to ensue. Gandhi was likable because he was trying too hard. In Season 2, Abe is seen as the one trying too hard now to fit in with all the new clones. And you know, it is funny, but what really complimented Abe more was in the first season, was Gandhi really being the one taking all the ridicule. Columbus works, don't get me wrong, but I believe Gandhi worked way more as Abe's best friend. The addition of Gandhi back to Clone High is one that I think is needed, only not right now. I think it's perfect that we're getting new characters this season. We gotta give them time to breathe more. Hell, I might even want it to carry over into Season 3. Yes, I know the creators of the show have said that Frida and Confucius are supposed to fill in Gandhi's shoes, but I think that statement takes away from the new characters. The only person who can fill in Gandhi's shoes is the man himself. Unfortunately, I think the only way Gandhi can actually return is as a different title, Gary Coleman. The creators have stated before that if Clone High were to return, Gandhi would either have to be removed or be titled as a different type of clone, with the title of Gary Coleman being at the forefront. 3 years ago, I stated this in my Clone High Gandhi video.
If they have to tone down how Gandhi acts to appease to the networks and change his overall personality in doing so, then the show shouldn't return with him then, as that in general would be painful to watch. Clone High without Gandhi would feel somewhat lost, as he's part of the main cast, and his disappearance would definitely be felt.
I stand by with what I said. Although I like Season 2, a part of Clone High just feels relatively empty. And this in due part goes beyond the writing, the animation style. It has to do with one man, Gandhi. I've been Zeepsterd. Subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you soon.